So it's been 9 months since I've done one of these. I did the best $200 Amazon EDC. I've done a $50, $100, $150. I've done several different dollar amounts, but I want to revisit the $100. I originally thought maybe I'll visit $50 EDC, but we're dealing with a little bit of inflation here, and I think $100 is going to be hard enough. I don't know that I can even do a decent $50 carry. So $100 on Amazon. Let's go. I should probably write this stuff down as I go so I can keep track of things. I have the video project right here, and I'm not really writing a script, so we can put the list in here. We have knife, pen, flashlight, wallet, key organizer, and wow, there's no G in there. Sometimes I do multi-tool. Watch. So for 100, I'm gonna say the multi-tool is gonna be optional. I know most of you are thinking, make the watch optional. I don't want a watch. Tell me about a multi-tool. So let's do that. So let's start with the knife. It's time to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Koenig Safe. I've talked about them before. I really like their products, and this is the Koenig Safe 1.0. This is a product for people who like to know exactly where their stuff is, who hate that feeling of reaching for their pen or knife or keys and wallet, only to find that they're not there. And for those who also want peace of mind in knowing their stuff is safe and secure. As a dad of 2 young kids, I keep a Koenig Safe on my bedside table, so when I dump my pockets at the end of the day, I know that my kids can't access my knife, my keys, watches, or other potentially dangerous things like a lighter. My daughter, for instance, loves to steal my chapstick when I'm not home or not looking, so if I keep it inside the safe on my bedside table, I know that she can't get to it when I'm not there, which is kind of nice. I always know where my chapstick is. As simple as that may seem or be, it's kind of important. The Koenig Safe 1.0 comes with robust hydraulics for the quickest access safe on the market and a multitude of ways to access the safe. A fingerprint reader, RFID cards, and stickers that let you turn any object into a key of sorts, and also keypad entry. The Koenig Safe 1.0 also has a mounting point on the bottom so you can secure it to any hard surface, as well as 2 USB ports on the back so you can charge up to 2 devices when this thing is plugged in. And speaking of plugging it in, the battery life on this thing should last anywhere from 3 to 12 months depending on how much you access the safe. Mobile alerts for tampering and low battery will also be coming soon through the mobile app. And for someone who might want a slightly smaller option, there's the Koenig Safe Junior, which comes with all the same features, minus the hydraulic struts, USB ports, and it also charges via micro USB. These safes from Koenig are truly awesome. I use one at home every single day, and it's actually changed the way that I store my gear, both at night or when I'm simply not carrying something. I don't have to think. I know where I put an item last inside the safe. So if you want to check out everything that Koenig has to offer and keep your own gear secure, hit the link in the description down below and use coupon code BESTMEDC for 20% off at checkout. And once again, I want to thank Koenig Safe for sponsoring this video. It's been 3 weeks since I ordered all of this stuff, and I'm going to be completely honest, I don't remember what I bought. I remember some of the stuff sort of, but I don't know if I swapped it out last minute. I don't know, but I do know that when we finished filming the beginning of this, I had told Alex that I wasn't sure that I wanted to move forward, that maybe I would return this and we'd reshoot it. I just wasn't sure. But now, since it's been 3 weeks and I don't remember what's in here, it's kind of fun to just open this up and see what me 3 weeks ago chose as the best $100 Amazon EDC. And depending on how I feel about this today, we might do it again, just to kind of like give myself a redemption shot if I think this was no good. So let's open these boxes, see what I got as the best EDC for $100 on Amazon, and we'll go from there. All right, so I don't remember what I ordered, but this was a full carry. I think the only thing that I probably didn't get was a multi-tool, but I remember we were at like $97 or $99. First item, oh, Swiss Army knife. Okay, I don't know which Swiss Army knife. We got something very lightweight. Really, like, this should not be in a box. Come on, Amazon. Everybody always says, don't cut towards yourself. Will if I want to. You know, I like to live life on the edge. Are you kidding me? Why do you do this, Amazon? This is completely unnecessary. This is very lightweight. What even is this? Oh, yeah, that's a wallet. A wallet. Why am I air quoting so much? I should stop. This has got to have multiple things in it. It has to. That's why people say don't cut towards yourself, because I just about cut myself. It's just a hazard of the job. I already feel like I've spent way too much on this stuff because, like, in retrospect, this seems like a bad decision. Like, I don't think I got a key clip to attach this to, so it's literally like a magnetic quick release that doesn't attach to anything. What was I thinking 3 weeks ago? What? What? Why? Oh, I do remember this. Zebra F301s. Everybody knows they're really good. What is this? Oh, it's a flashlight. With a spare charging cord? It's already got one. Okay, sure. And then this has to be the knife, which I remember the brand, but I don't remember what it is. Sin Cut. So, one takeaway so far is that I feel like I definitely screwed this up. At least a little bit. But let's take a second and kind of just take stock of what we got here. Okay, so this is what I chose for $100 for a complete EDC. And I'm gonna throw an asterisk up there because I did get a multi-tool, but I did not get a second part to my key ring. What an idiot. I got a magnetic quick release and nothing to attach it to. I mean, I guess I could do something like this that they've done in this picture, but the truth is I don't really ever have a key fob. What an idiot. Okay. Let's start, just because I'm so interested in what Swiss Army knife I got, let's start with a Swiss Army knife. So, Rally boxed. All right, let's see what the Rally is. It's gotta be pretty small because it's like mini champ sized or like classic SD, but I don't know what the Rally is. I probably bought it because I'd never heard of it before. We spent way too long building or like shooting this 3 weeks ago. I do remember that. So once we get it out of the box, I can immediately see that it's got some mini champ elements, but it's very thin. So it's the same size as a classic SD, like width wise. And this side you've got a knife and a flathead and a file. And then this side you've got a Phillips. I don't know what those grooves are for. Like typically I think that groove is for a wire stripper, but the knife is over here, so that doesn't work. And then you have a bottle opener. And then of course you got tweezers and a toothpick. I think this is interesting, but I don't know why I would have picked this up over a classic SD. The only thing that I can think of now, just trying to put myself where I was 3 weeks ago, is that a classic SD was probably more expensive. I probably paid less for this. So classic SDs are like $20. Maybe I'm remembering that this thing was like 16. For this item, I paid $17.55, and a normal classic SD, just going to Amazon now, $19.99. So I did this to save $1.50. I personally think, obviously real world, you're not only spending exactly $100. This is for a challenge, but in the real world, I would definitely opt for the classic SD over this, but I was literally down to like 50 cents, I think, at the very end. So I went with the Rally. This is like the worst half of the mini champ. So if you took the mini champ and cut it in half, this is the worst half. The best half would be the classic SD. All right, let's talk about this because this is gonna get the most flack from all of you guys, but let's be honest, doing a $100 EDC is harder today than when I first did my $50 EDC. That said, I prioritized some of these things like the knife and the flashlight over a wallet, and ended up with this Superior wallet. That's what they're calling it. Superior Essentials Elastic Absolute Minimalist Slim Wallet Card Holder. That's the official name. It's terrible. It's literally just, ooh, that looks even worse than what it did on Amazon. I told you it looked pretty bad when we were looking at it. This is just 2 pieces of elastic that have been stitched together to hold cards. And the stitching is absolutely terrible. But hey, as long as it works. I was joking with Alex when we were shooting that. I do remember this. I was joking, could I just order a pack of rubber bands for $1? I probably should have over this. I think this was $4 or $5. So it was very cheap, but rightfully so. It can easily hold 5 cards. Not worried about that. Getting them in the first time is probably the hardest part. That's what she said. This is even worse with cards in it. It's kind of gross. Like, look how, like, ugh. I'd rather it just have one seam along one side. It having a seam on either side is pretty nasty. But, I mean, cost effectiveness, I guess. Really small pieces of elastic. $4 or $5. Would not recommend. I can already tell you I feel like I should do a redemption shot at this video. So pins, I was trying my best to find something a little nicer than a Zebra F301, but let's be honest, the 301 is classic. It's timeless. It's really, really good. The one thing I don't like about this, 2 things I guess, is when trying to meet the budget here, I went with the 0.7 and blue ink. So I just had to get what was available for the right price. I wanted black. I don't like blue ink, but I mean, you can never have too many of these around. I used these all through high school, through middle school. This was my favorite pen, period. I really, really liked them. I still have them all over the place. And while I do carry nicer pens all the time, I honestly probably would not mind or notice or care if I didn't have any of those nice pens and only carried a Zebra. Like, they get the job done, they're good. There's not much more to say about them. Next up, the flashlight. Ooh, that's the idea. That's what we're going with. Hang on, mental earmark. Flashlight is the Phoenix E03R. I always want to say E30, but it is not E30, it's E03. I did buy a second one of these. I already had one, and I don't know the circumstances of me buying the first one, but I have carried this flashlight a good bit, so I know this flashlight pretty well. And this thing can just pull apart. Yeah, screw trying to cut this. I don't know why it comes with this on there. That doesn't make any sense to me, but anyway, this is the Phoenix E03R. It is a keychain light. It is dual LED. It's not like insanely bright or anything. It is 260 lumens, which is bright for what it is, but like Rovivon's been doing this for a long time, having really small keychain lights that are very bright. So this is not going to blow anybody away. Like, it might, but like anybody who knows Rovivon or any of these other lights, this is not exceptional, but I really like this light for a couple of reasons. So you have that 260 lumen mode, 80 lumens, 35, and then there is a red mode. That is the key. That's why I really, really like this. So the secondary light is red. We'll get to that. Your runtime at full brightness is 45 minutes. It's going to step down pretty quickly. At 80 lumens, an hour 15, 30 lumens, 30 hours. Red, you're gonna get 16 hours. Wait, not 30. That's 30 lumens, 3 hours, not 30 hours. 5 lumens is 18 hours, and then red is gonna be 5 hours and 30 minutes. So the red does consume more battery than your eco mode, but it's much easier on the eyes really when it's really, really dark outside. But something I also really like about this flashlight is the UI, right? It just makes sense. Something that I think most flashlight manufacturers get wrong is the UI. Phoenix sometimes gets it right, but if you click, nothing happens. If you hold, it goes to moonlight, and you're just gonna click to advance, hold to turn off. And to get to red, hold and keep holding, it turns red, and if you tap, it's gonna switch to an SOS red mode. And that's it. And there is a lockout. I think it's a quick double press, now it's locked out. It'll flash like that, but it won't stay on, so it's not gonna turn on in your pocket or while you're carrying it around. $26.95 for this right here. I like this over the Rovivons. One, because this is now USB-C charging. I think they've started to upgrade some of theirs to USB-C, but I like the square format And I like the UI, I like the red light, which I think Rovivon also does, but the UI is always, like every single time I try a Rovivon light, the UI is what kills me. We may be attaching it to this little magnetic quick release. That could be cool. We'll try it in a second. And since we're talking about it, we got this right here, KeySmart Mag Connect. This is just like any other magnetic quick release that you can find on the market. And traditionally, ideally, I would be recommending the Keybar Magnut or the Urban Carver's MQR. I actually really like the MQR because I think, well, we're gonna call it power to weight, but like the power to weight ratio of an Urban Carver's is the best of any, I think. These, I think, are pretty weak. These are stronger than these. The giant magnuts are extremely strong and hard to pull apart, but they're also enormous. So I think my favorite MQR is the Urban Carver's, which is why we carry them on carry commission. Really like Urban Carver's, but when we're on a budget, we're talking a difference of, you know, tens of dollars. So $20, these are $6 and these are 15. For $5, $6, these are really hard to argue against. But that magnet is the weakest of them all, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna just try these. Still have these in the package. Completely scientific test here. Wow, that is considerably stronger. I'd say, it's hard to say for sure, but I'd say this is maybe 5 pounds of pressure to break those. This is probably 15 or 20. Like, it's several times stronger. So you're getting what you pay for there, but this is a really good solution for just keeping some things together and being able to quickly detach one. Typically, I'd carry this side on a carabiner and my keys on this side, but since I'm an idiot and didn't buy a carabiner, what I would have to do in this situation is attach one side to the flashlight, which I don't think is a bad idea. And then the other side, I would attach my keys to. Yeah, I think for $5, it's a good addition, but there are definitely better things out there for not much more money. Time to put away my knife and pull out this knife. So this is the knife that I chose for this video, Sin Cut. I did not want to choose a Civivi knife, which technically this is still just a Civivi knife, but I often go to Civivi for these videos because they have, I think, some of the best bang for buck in terms of quality, blade steels, QC, like they're hard to beat. They really, truly are hard to beat. And I was looking at a Honey Badger to start, but ultimately I landed on this because the aesthetics of it, the price, I feel like this is one of the best knives I came across while doing my search. I did not know anything about this knife prior to, and I still don't even remember anything about it other than it is a Sin Cut knife, and every Sin Cut knife I've held has felt pretty much like a Civivi knife, but they are cheaper. I think this was like 40 some dollars. This is called the Acumen. Wow, that's some strong detent. $40 knife. Blade steel, I don't know. So I just looked it up. This is a 9CR18 MOV blade steel. So it is a little on the lower end when compared to Civivi's. You also get, you know, really plain craft packaging with no information about the knife on the packaging. And you also don't get like a special pivot, right? Civivi's have the C, We Knife has the We. Sin Cut doesn't. It just has some lasering on the blade. And otherwise, this is basically a Civivi. Like, no blade play, perfect action. These things are, they're Civivi's for 40 and under. I mean, if you thought Civivi was a good deal, Sin Cut is basically the same thing, but cheaper. So I started looking through knives, trying to figure out which one I was gonna buy. There's a million options now. These videos used to be so much easier to make. One, things were cheaper, but there were also fewer options. Now, it's almost overwhelming trying to make one of these. But the reason I went with this knife is because I really like the look of it. It reminds me of some of my favorite knives like this. It is obviously very different from the Quiet Carry Drift, but they got similar profiles, similar shapes, and then also this one. So the Odium would be the Civivi comparison, but this is the Mini Malice, also very, very similar. The Mini Malice is just like a slightly upsized version of the Odium with a button lock. Lots of similarities between these three knives right here. And for $40, I mean, I couldn't say no to this one. Like, I just wanted to own this one even without this video being a thing. Like, I wanted this knife for $40. I may throw it in the pocket, carry it for a bit. I think this thing is really good. It's probably the best thing that I got for this video, other than maybe the flashlight. The rest of the stuff I could do without, honestly. I do think I want to revisit this video, $100 Amazon EDC, but this is what we got. So we got a Sin Cut knife, the Acumen, the Phoenix E03R, the KeySmart Mag Quick Release, a Zebra F301, this absolutely disgusting elastic wallet for like $4, and then this Swiss Army knife that I don't even remember the name of. Was it called the Rally? I think for $100. All of this stuff is okay. As I've always said in doing these budget videos, obviously I recommend against taking $100 and just buying a whole carry with that $100. Buy something that you can afford. Like if you're wanting this knife, buy this knife and then save up for something like a better wallet or a better pen or a better flashlight or whatever. Don't spend all of the $100 because that's what you got. Buy nicer things and slowly upgrade things over time. This is just a proof of concept, a fun little challenge I do. And I think this might have been the worst one personally that I've done yet in terms of like getting the best gear for the money. Flashlight knife, great. The KeySmart is hard to beat for $5, but there's better stuff out there. Tell me how you think I did in the comments down below and what you would do differently. I will be doing more of these videos moving forward. I think I'm gonna be just hard on myself and maybe try a $50 Amazon EDC. I honestly don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna try it. So stay tuned for all that. Everything you saw in this video will be linked down below, but that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, carry on.